What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction with your host, the ignorant, eclectic, mad genius. And today we are back on. The thing is, um, this movie confirmed everything. Let's check it out.
Hollywood isn't even trying to hide it anymore. In just 1 month, they released 2 movies with the exact same plot, same theme, same everything. Both feature dark cults, strange ceremonies, and wealthy members make
I do want to say before I click back the button, I'm gonna buy both of these movies because I haven't seen either one of them. But yeah,
making ritual sacrifices for ultimate power. The question is, why are studios pushing this exact dark theme right now? You see the pattern in Ready or Not too, but They Will Kill You makes it impossible to ignore. Today, we're diving deep into They Will Kill You to unveil what this film reveals about the real-world system and why Hollywood has given up on hiding their true intentions. In They Will Kill You, a woman named Asia shows up at a luxury New York City high-rise looking for her sister. She is told that
I'll be honest with you, I'm only gonna get the movie just for not her.
wealthy elites live in that building, and many girls who work there have gone missing over the years. What she doesn't know is that the residents belong to a secret cult that serves a dark lord. The building is actually an evil temple. Those who live there pledge their souls to the entity, and in return, he grants them ultimate wealth and immortality. To
Really?
become members, initiates must perform a sacrifice in honor of their dark god. Once completed, they sign their names on a pig head possessed by the deity. Don't forget this detail. This is a very important symbol that we will come back to in a bit. While Asia searches for her sister, the cult members pursue her for the offering. The majority of the runtime is taken up by this constant cat and mouse game. The cult members chase Asia while she repeatedly takes them out. But since they cannot die, they just keep coming back to life. It goes on like this until the very end, when she is finally captured and taken to the temple room for the sacrifice. Now compare this to Ready or Not 2, which came out in the same month, just 1 week apart, and the similarities are undeniable. The movie follows a woman named Grace who is captured by elite cult members trying to sacrifice her to their dark
It was
lord.
Frodo.
In that film, the cult members are a part of the 6 ruling elite families and make sacrifices every time a new member marries into their family. In the first movie, one of the elite families failed to sacrifice Grace when she married in. Now the rest of the families must complete the sacrifice or they will lose their power. Just like in They Will Kill You, the elite chase Grace around while trying to capture her and use her as an offering. I made a full breakdown on Ready or Not 2, so if you want a deeper dive, you can watch that one after this video. As you can see, these movies mirror each other perfectly. In fact, in Ready or Not 2, they introduce a sister character who needs to be saved. They use Grace's sister as leverage to force her to participate in the ritual. I do not think it's a coincidence that these 2 movies, sharing the exact same plot, were released in the same month. You might think this is just another twin movie situation, as we saw with Ants and A Bug's Life. That is simply not the case here. Both of these movies tells us about our current system and the new system that is coming. Think about it. The movie explains the old system of power. A small group of elites rules the world with supernatural power gifted by the evil god they serve. To keep their power, they must make ritual sacrifices to the entity. By the end of the movie, we watch the system finally get destroyed. In both films, the protagonist completely destroys the establishment, which means a new system must be born. I believe this mirrors exactly what we are experiencing in the real world. After the documents were released at the beginning of the year, the public saw the truth
which still haven't fully 100%. We're still missing 2.5 million documents
about the elite circles. People learned about the terrible things these powerful groups were doing to maintain their status, perfectly mirroring the events shown in the movie. Now we are actively seeing the final chapter of the film when the system collapses. Today, many people warn of a possible structural collapse where the old establishment is destroyed to make way for a new system run by a new elite. This is why I believe these movies both came out simultaneously. They are both broadcasting the exact same warning. For you to truly see this message, we have to dive deeper into the hidden symbolism in They Will Kill You. There's a lot of hidden details in this movie confirming it is about the fall of the old system and the rise of the new one. Instantly, when Asia walks into the building, she is met by an older wealthy elite couple. The film immediately shows how these elites still operate within the old framework. All the elites are shown to be white, while the help who work there are all minorities. They literally say in the movie that they only hire minorities. This traces back to historical elite families and the slave system that once existed in America. As you already know, many old money families can trace their wealth back to those eras. The film shows us how these cult members are a part of that old system. This becomes even clearer at the end of the movie. We find out that if the devil erases your name from the pig head, you lose the power he grants you. There is a scene where Asia sets the pig head on fire and the names start melting away. One of the names on the pig is Sharon Vanderbilt. This is obviously a direct reference to the elite Vanderbilt family. By showing this specific name burning away, the filmmakers are telling us that the cult members in the movie represent the leaders of the old system. By the end of the movie, Asia walks out of the building as it explodes, showing her escaping the old system as it is destroyed. This is exactly how Ready or Not 2 ends as well. Grace finds a loophole that eliminates all the elite members, simultaneously destroying the old system with them. The studios are openly stating what is happening through their films. Now let's talk about the significance of the pig head. I know those who know their Bible caught this reference instantly. According to the Gospels, Jesus cast a legion of demons out of a man and allowed them to enter a herd of about 2,000 pigs. The pigs immediately rushed down a steep bank into the sea and drowned. This is a double reference in the movie. First, the demonic forces the cult worships is one of the entities cast into the pigs. Second, the cult members themselves are the legion. They themselves have become demons. This is why, out of all the things to represent the deity, they chose a pig. Another detail that instantly caught my attention was the system of sacrifice they operated on. In the film, the cult members invite minorities who are down on their luck and have no families or places to live. They offer them a job only to use them as a sacrifice. They are used for dark rituals and are never seen again. While this is framed as a horror movie, a real-life network that was
That's just like was it The Purge and stuff like that, where basically they would just take homeless people off the street. Well, they wouldn't take them off the street. They would basically pay them to sacrifice themselves, or like in the first Purge, where the father basically signed his life over technically to be purged, and his daughters would be taken care of. Because I want to say he was dying from cancer or something like that. So
exposed recently. We found out that the disgraced financier offered those he lured in a position within his operation. In return, they had to bring in new people he could use for his dark system. They Will Kill You shows us how the establishment sustains itself. It is built on those willing to sell out the next person to save themselves. In the movie, Asia's sister needed to give a life for a life. In the real world, it's quite literally the same structure. They Will Kill You also shows us the true cost of joining the elite. In the movie, those who wanted to join had to literally sell their soul and sign their name. They not only make a sacrifice, but vow to serve the Dark Lord. Many have heard the theories that making it to a certain level of power and wealth comes with a dark cost. This is what people refer to as selling your soul. In the real world, this is a metaphor for crossing the line and abandoning your morals to gain what you want. In the movie, it was represented by literally pledging your soul to a demon and sealing the deal with an actual sacrifice. The core concept remains identical though. Those who want absolute power must abandon their morals, and we all know what they say about absolute power. It corrupts absolutely. This reflects perfectly in our society. A perfect example of this is the rich celebrities who take money from sketchy casinos to promote their websites. While these wealthy stars know gambling is inherently destructive, they agree to promote it even though they don't necessarily need the money.
yeah, boy, because that bag is crazy.
They had to abandon all morals in order to have the world. This is what selling your soul is, being willing to sacrifice the next person for your gain. By promoting anything that harms others strictly to benefit yourself, you're quite literally working for this corrupt system. What is fascinating is that the director and co-writer of this movie actually claimed this film was inspired by true events. A movie about elites who are a part of a dark cult was somehow inspired by a real story. The director said during an interview that he got the origin for the movie after moving into a luxury New York City building. He noticed that mostly older women lived in the building and he found it strange. One day, he discovered a hole behind his kitchen cabinet leading to a secret passageway from his apartment to a hidden room inside another unit. After finding the mysterious hole, he told his wife, "We probably rented our apartment inside of the cult and they will come after us and they will sacrifice us." Months later, he watched Rosemary's Baby, instantly remembered the hole in the wall, and connected the two. This story eventually became the plot for They Will Kill You. This makes everything we're discussing all the more interesting. I recently covered a movie called Apartment 7A, which was a prequel to Rosemary's Baby. This film followed the same storyline of a luxurious building in New York
Apartment
City
7A.
strictly for high society. Just like in They Will Kill You, the tenants in the building were all a part of a dark, secret cult that worships the Dark Lord. In that film, a young dancer is offered a free room in the building after meeting an older couple. When she accepts the offer, the cult members use her for a dark ritual, and she becomes the surrogate for the entity's child. These movies are clearly connected, which makes this story quite eerie. I say this because the apartment building in Rosemary's Baby was inspired by a real building in New York City. Clearly, these movies are trying to tell us something about what is happening in some of these exclusive elite buildings. As far-fetched as it sounds, remember the disgraced financier also had an exclusive building in New York City where we know all types of evil took place. The pattern is undeniably clear. The entertainment industry is showing us a blueprint of these power structures right as they shift in the real world. From the ritualistic sacrifices in They Will Kill You, to the wealthy families in Ready or Not 2, and the exclusive New York City building in Apartment 7A, the underlining message remains identical. The studios are showing us the true cost of absolute power and how the establishment sustains itself by feeding on the vulnerable. We are actively watching the final chapter of this old system play out. As more of this reality comes to light, these films serve as a mirror to society, confirming what many of us have suspected all along. The question you have to ask yourself now is what this new system will look like. Ready or Not 2 reinforces these same themes, but takes a closer look at the elite families. That movie reveals how the entire system truly works from the inside. If you want to know what
All right, man. Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen either one of these movies or either one of those movies. And then also, what are your thoughts? Have you ever been in some situation like that to where you were in a apartment complex or a hotel or something like that and you seen something weird? I know weird stuff happens like that, but yo, let me know. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend, man. On the road to 1,000 subs, man. Love each and every last one of y'all. I'm out. Catch you on the next one. Peace.